My subject matter in this video is going to be all about Ka-Bar fighting knives. And there's going to be one in particular that I want to showcase that I believe is fabulous. Stick around. There's a handful of brands that I have really attached myself to in the last few years. And one of those brands is Ka-Bar. Ka-Bar is USA based. The designs are simplistic and effective and attractive. The only complaint that I ever hear about from people with regards to Ka-Bar knives is they don't like the construction of the tang. But here's the thing though, man, these blades have been trusted for ages, trusted by the United States Marine Corps. You can trust the strength of your Ka-Bar knife. And trust me, I understand the value and allure to a standard full tang type of knife where you can see the steel running all the way through it, hanging off the end. But there's a couple of things to keep in mind. A lot of times if you see a knife that's full tang, that does not mean that you've always got a solid piece of steel running through that handle. There's a lot of knives marketed as full tang that look full tang with the scales on, but inside of that handle, it's very skeletonized. There are plenty of knives that are constructed with a rat tail tang and a solid overmolded handle that are stout and tested. Let's talk about their fighting knives and let's take a look at this 1255 short tanto fighting knife. I think it has amazing construction in spite of the fact that it is a rat tail tang going down through that handle. You get a very grippy, rubberized, comfortable handle, and these handles are super tight and secure. I want to go back to something I said earlier about the allure that comes with their simplicity. You know, you can see it in this one. I love this all black color here. It's got the super tack look to it. But man, across the board with their clip points and their drop points, these are just amazing looking knives. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up, you're never going to see Daniel from 411 Outdoors gravitating towards the brown handle, the original one. I'm typically always going to go for the black look, man. And when you go through their catalog, you see gorgeous blades. You see large, small, you see the short fighting ones like this, but you also see the larger versions of this. The same goes with their drop points, clip points, and all the rest. Tomar's Ka-Bars is always my Ka-Bar sponsor. I connected with them a while back. They're a great company. I love their website, and they've actually just redone their website. And one of the things that I always like to do is encourage the viewers to visit Tomar's Ka-Bars and look through their site, because Ka-Bar has got blades that you've probably never even seen before. A lot of people just think of one or two different designs when it comes to Ka-Bar, but they've got everything. And I love this series, but I also love that Becker series. This is 9 3/4 inches. It's got a 5-inch blade, 1095 Crowvan steel, and this Creighton G handle. Comes with this lovely leather sheath. I love leather sheaths. I love nylon sheaths. When it comes to wearing a blade in public, I'm more drawn towards a leather sheath or even a nylon sheath. I know a lot of you are like, dude, you're crazy. I was having a funny conversation with one of my subscribers in the comments recently about, you know, there being a time and a place to wear a very tactical Kydex type of sheath. He was like, man, I don't ever want to come across as being some sort of mall ninja. And I totally understood what he was saying. There's a time and a place for just about every kind of sheath. I love me some Kydex. Listen, I love them all, but a lot of times leather is very good for casual wear. You can get a Kydex sheath for this knife, and there's a special kind of attachment system you can get from Ka-Bar to hook to belts horizontally, to hook to equipment, and all sorts of things. That is their 9916 attachment system. I will be dropping a link in the description for you to go look at that. It's really handy. As far as fighting, there's nothing that this lacks. Nothing. It's a piercing machine. It's got an awesome slicing belly, and it's got these serrations here on the bottom, which also do lots of damage. It's fast. It's got a great guard. You can have a great grip, and it's a mid-sized fixed blade. It's the short fighting tanto, but it's still considered a mid-sized blade, and it's not too big to carry if you want something that's a little bit bigger than your typical 3-inch EDC knife. Some guys want to carry a little bit more blade, and you definitely have a defensive tool right here for sure. Let's play around with it for a little bit. You know, I gotta say it, never throw your only weapon. I've learned over time as a knife reviewer that there's a such thing as a fair, realistic review and an unfair, unrealistic review. When we start talking about handles and tang and the build of a knife, we've really got to start talking about the design and purpose, because not every knife has the same purpose. Your Ka-Bar fighting knives are your fighting knives, your self-defense knives, the knives that you associate with combat. Yeah, I'm not buying this for the bush. You can, but I wouldn't. And that's not because I don't consider it tough enough. It's just not a bushcraft knife. That's not how it's made. But I'll do some torture as well. Solid. Solid, folks. I did that test because this is a combat fighting knife. The human body can be very durable, especially if you're crashing into bone. And I figured I would stab into a hard tree and wiggle this thing around real tough. I got it down in there. Haven't loosened the handle, haven't destroyed the tip. You know, if you're thinking about this in the context of fighting and self-defense, you have a solid piece of hardware here, no doubt, all day, every day. But let's just say that you're not into the Tonto design. I would encourage you to go out to Tomar's Ka-Bars and check out similar blades from this product line, such as the drop points and the clip points, as I mentioned earlier. In fact, I won't just drop links to this one. I'll drop links to every one that I can find in this series, all blade types. In the context of combat, this blade isn't going anywhere. This handle isn't going anywhere. This is a great option for self-defense if this is your jam, if this is your kind of knife. What do you think about this design? What do you think about Ka-Bar as a whole? What is your favorite Ka-Bar knife? I'd love to hear about everything Ka-Bar down in the comments. And I don't know about you, when I go through a Ka-Bar guide, I'm like a young kid back in the day going through the Sears catalog trying to pick out his favorite Christmas presents. I'm like, I want that one, that one, that one, that one. But anyhow, I love this one as well, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Take care.